Hi everybody, it's Honest John. Now, there was a time when you ate meat, you knew what it was. Sometimes it actually had bones still attached to it. Even ground beef was actually ground up beef. And you can still get all of those things today. It has not disappeared. But the fact is that the majority of Americans are eating meat that is not really identifiable. You don't know what part of the animal it came from. It's a chicken chunk or a meat chunk. Much of this mystery meat is actually meat byproducts. So it's only meat by loose association. So how did this happen? Well, actually we can thank the U.S. military for it. When World War I broke out, the military not only had to send troops overseas, which wound up being a total of 4 million plus, but they needed to feed them as well. And you couldn't just put a bunch of cattle or chickens or whatever on a ship and send them over there. You had to send processed food. So in 1918, the Army put a young Lieutenant J. Hormel. Does that name sound familiar? They put him in charge of setting up their meat processing plant in Chicago. And they were able to save 75% more space on the boat, and the processed meat also weighed 60% less. And even after the war ended, the military partnered with the private sector and with universities to develop more efficient ways of processing food. They developed flash freezing techniques. They developed more efficient meat flaking equipment. They developed a substance called meat glue, which is made from meat byproducts and some chemicals. And it's used to hold processed meat products together. They even developed what they created was this industrial strength sieve, where they would just, after the animal was deboned, they would just push the whole carcass through the sieve, and when it finished, the meat was all mixed together, so all you had to do was the rest of the processing, and you were in business. After achieving all that, the military stepped back and turned it over to the private sector. So the next time you eat at McDonald's or open a can of Spam, you should stand up and salute the flag. Because it wasn't the private sector that gave us those things. It was the U.S. government and the American military. Thanks for listening.